So what's so special about coactivity and coactive coaching? Or to put it another way, do you realize just how precious and powerful it is to actually engage another human being in a way that is coactive? My belief is that people are yearning to live a life that is meaningful and resonant. And as much as people are yearning for that, that is not their day-to-day experience. In fact, more often than not, the day-to-day experience is virtually diametrically opposed from that way of being or living. That most people are living lives, first and foremost, from the eyes, the saboteur is running their show. Most of us, most people, I believe, live their lives in a way that is unconscious, that they're virtually totally preoccupied with the doing of their lives, not at all appreciative of the way that they are being as they are doing whatever it is that they're doing, and that they're doing it based on that voice that goes inside of them that talks about all the things that they should do, that they have to do, and along the way, not only do they have to do them and should they do them, but really, at the end of the day, they really don't have what it takes to live the life that they want to be living. That really, there's so many ways that they're somehow inadequate or less than the typical who am I to. And so that's how most people are living their lives most of the time. And then this person encounters coactivity. And all of a sudden, there's like this incredible shift in the conversation with them, in the experience with them, because when they interact with someone, when they're engaged coactively, first and foremost, what's happening is we're virtually bypassing any concept of saboteur and fully engaging them in their true essence, that is naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. And so we engage that person as one, a human being that has value, and a human being that has the capacity to live the life that they want to live, that they're meant to live. I'm not even sure I can put into words just how special an experience that is. Other than any of you who have ever been to any of the workshops, you know that there is something that happens when you encounter that way of interacting coactively. That experience of somebody who actually genuinely, unquestionably is totally attentive to you, that you're actually, you experience this way that you're being listened to and heard, oftentimes in a way that you've never experienced before. That person that is so attentive to you is genuinely curious to know all there is to know about you, to really, on your behalf, be totally focused on what's important to you, and on your behalf to actually work with you to really find out what is important to you, what exactly do you want, and what would it be like to live that life for yourself. And that's a conversation that almost never happens for most people in their lifetime. So to be engaged in that conversation is incredibly precious and powerful. One other, again, aspect of the model that I particularly want to highlight, especially relevant and important in the coaching dynamic, and not exclusively, and that's that forwarding action and deepening learning. And what I'm aware of is, to me, that being the value component, it almost ensures that every single time there is a coaching interaction, if we are true to the model as coactive coaches, the client has to walk away with tangible value. Because as a result of our conversation, and as a result of that context always being present, I know that when I'm coaching, one of the things that I'm very aware of is asking myself during and at the end of the session, as a result of this coaching conversation, as a result of this session, what are you learning and what are you going to do about it? And so inherent in every single coaching conversation is that value that is so critical. And to me, that's what distinguishes the coaching conversation from just another conversation, another day-to-day conversation, is that aspect of the inherent value that goes with the client walks away with some kind of clarity because of the learning that they've had, and oftentimes that clarity also making it equally clear as to what action needs to be taken in order to move forward. I just want to comment that the other thing I'm struck by, a particular application but not an exclusive one, is the number of meetings that I have attended in all kinds of venues, all kinds of businesses, both when I was part of an organization and in my capacity as an executive coach, and how time and again that concept of forward action and deepening learning is once again not at all present. One of the things that comes to mind in particular is the countless meetings that people during the course of the meeting don't know what the hell they're doing there, why are they at that meeting, and at the end of the meeting asking themselves, and oftentimes the description of the meeting being, I can't believe what a waste of time this meeting was. And I work with leaders and I tell them, if you do nothing else, but at least at the end of the meeting take 5 minutes to say, so what did we get from this meeting? And as a result of what we got from this meeting, what are we going to do? And all of a sudden, there might have been huge value in the meeting, but if that doesn't happen, if there isn't that conscious intention and an actual application of what did we learn, what was the deepening learning and or the forwarding action, then that time spent is virtually time that could have been spent in any other way, and much more wasteful than it needed to be. I started this off by asking the question, what is so special about coactive coaching, coactivity, and do you realize how precious and powerful? And one of the things that I'm so aware of and so incredibly appreciative of, and time and again, I can't tell you how many different ways I encounter something along the lines of how critical it is for us to be actively engaged in meaningful work. And what I want to close with is those of us that are one way or another engaged, whether it be as a coactive coach or a coactive facilitator, or just somehow engaging our work and the people that we interact with in a way that is coactive. Given the kind of impact that we have, both individually and collectively, it's just so precious that the work cannot be meaningful. And so I just want to remind all of us, and in particular just to close with, I just feel so incredibly blessed that the work that I do is fully engaged in coactivity, and how meaningful that is for me, and knowing that because of that, I know that I get to make a significant, meaningful impact in the world at large.